Seven Seas licenses A Story of Seven Lives, The Great Snake's Bride, Last Game Manga. Manga launched in May to July. Seven Seas announced on Twitter on Wednesday that it has licensed A Story of Seven Lives, The Great Snake's Bride, and Last Game Manga. Seven Seas will release the entire 3-volume series on Jin Shirakawa's A Story of Seven Lives manga as a single omnibus volume physically and digitally in May. The company describes the story. On the mean streets of Tokyo, countless stray cats scrunch and struggle to survive. Nano is one of them. He used to be a house cat, but after tragedy struck, he had to make it on his own, relying only on fellow stray cat Machi for help. When some people start fending the strays in their neighborhood, Nano cautiously starts to bond with them, but the humans, a brother and sister who run a bathhouse, have issues at once of their own. Can Nano help them heal, and perhaps find a new home in the process? A heart-tugging tale of family and survival. Seven Seas will release the first volume of Fushia Shikomo's The Great Snake's Bride manga, physically and digitally in July. The company described the story. For 500 years, a giant snake god has lived in the ancient mountain. Miyu, an unlucky young woman from the Nerva village, has been offered as a tribute. She is to be the snake's bride. Miyu always feared that the enormous talking snake would devour her whole, but once she's taken in by the god, he treats her like a wife rather than a meal. His flicking tongue vibrates strong with gentle words. His powerful slithering body wraps around hers in an embrace. This god is kinder that his monstrous form implies. And Miyu thinks she could learn to appreciate the non-human form his love takes. What does it truly mean to be the bride of a beast? Seven Seas released the first volume on Shinobu Amano's Last Game manga in its original black and white edition physically in May, with the ebook available on digital platforms. The company described the story. In elementary school, the rich and spoiled Yanagi Naoto was known for excelling in both studies and sports, but then he suffered the first setback as with Mikoto, a girl from a poor family, tries to be school and perform better than Naoto at every turn. Willing for this, unforgivable, along with the pride. Naoto decided he had made Mikoto lose on every something, by making her lose her heart to him, which he could then break. Now that they're both in college, Naoto will finally be able to win Mikoto's affections, or really lose his final game with her.